صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الأمي الكريم ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. My dear respected brothers, elders, ulama, my respected mothers, sisters, daughters, we are edging closer and closer to the month of Ramadan. We are currently in the month of Sha'ban. Today is the 15th of Sha'ban. And my topic for today is the virtues of Sha'ban and the virtues of the night that has just gone by. However, whilst talking about Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj in the last 2-3 weeks, there is a very, very beautiful narration collected by Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal in his Musnad about the journey and a conversation between Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Jibreel alayhi salam. So as they were coming back from the divine appointment, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam smelled a beautiful fragrance. It was so beautiful that it made him ask, where is this fragrance coming from? And then Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam narrated and said, this is coming from so and so. And it was the lady who was responsible, or the Pharaoh's, Fir'aun. Yes, the main Fir'aun. It was the hairdresser. And then the story of this hairdresser is as follows. That she was the hairdresser for Fir'aun's wife, for Fir'aun and his daughter. And she was combing her hair, the daughter's hair. And the comb fell down. And when the comb fell down, what did she say? When something falls down, when something happens, you have a bit of jerka, you say Bismillah. And the Fir'aun's daughter said, who's Allah? Do you mean Fir'aun? And the lady stood firm. She said, no. She knew the repercussions. She knew what was going to happen. But she let the faith control what she was going to do and dictate to her. And she said, no, I mean Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is our Lord. Fir'aun isn't the Lord. Even though he says, فَقَالَ أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْأَعْلَى. So what did the daughter do? The daughter then goes back and relates this to her father, Fir'aun. Fir'aun calls her. And she is gathered. And he asks her to retract that statement. That Allah is not your Lord. I am your Lord. She refuses. He says, if you don't follow what I am saying, then I will burn you and your children in a cauldron of boiling water. She still refuses. A cauldron is brought upon. It is lit. And then within the cauldron now he is saying, one more chance. Call me your Lord, and I will not burn your children and boil your children in smoldering, hot, boiling water. He still doesn't. And her child is boiled in front of her in that cauldron. Not one, not two, but three. And then she has one who she is breastfeeding, a very, very young baby. And then she hesitates. Can you imagine? Just me, by telling you and you by listening, your heart is palpitating and changing and think, how could you go through this torment, torture? This is torture of the highest kind. The kind of torture the Palestinians are going through and have gone through for years and years and years. Very similar. That is why the Palestinians are regarded as the elite of the Muslims in the true form. Because what they have gone through and what they are going through, we can't even comprehend. We would go the other way. We would say, forget Palestine, let's go to another country. But they've stood firm over the years because Allah has given them the power of Iman. And if you want to look for that, you look for it today in the Palestinians. So she stood firm. But when it came for the youngest, this is a baby now. A baby that doesn't speak. And she was hesitating. So Fir'aun thought, oh, this is the opportunity. And said, even if you do it now, I'll still save you on the baby. He still refused. The baby at that time understood that the mother is in a very challenging position. And then the baby spoke. This is the miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Babies have spoken before. Which baby has spoken before? Hazrat Isa alayhi salatu wasalam, even though it's after this time. قال إني عبد الله آتاني الكتاب وجعلني نبيا وجعلني مباركا أينما كنت وأوصاني بالصلاة والزكاة ما دمت حيا. This was when Maryam alayhi salatu wasalam was accused. فأشارت إليه, she pointed towards the baby. And Isa alayhi salatu wasalam said, I am the slave of Allah, as a baby. So that's a baby speaking. Here is another narration, that the baby spoke and said, Mother, be patient. The reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. States that the baby is encouraging and guiding the mother. And then the baby and the mother are burned. This is a story, do you know? We don't even know her name. There is nowhere any narration, we don't even know her name. But this is the Jannah that she has been given for her sacrifice. Greatest sacrifice that you could make. And this is a baby talking. And the miracle of that. And this was narrated obviously on the journey of Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, which I failed to mention last week. So moving on, we are in the month of Sha'ban. And Sha'ban is a beautiful month, a beloved month. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this month so much virtues. Prophet ﷺ used to love this month. They used to say, Sha'ban Shahri. Sha'ban is my month. And within this month, there are many narrations that tell what our Prophet ﷺ used to do. There is a narration of Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. She says that I have not seen the Prophet ﷺ fast as much in this month that he used to do in any other month. Basically, he used to fast the whole of the month, or most of the month, always fasting in the month of Sha'ban. This was in preparation for the great month, Ramadan. Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab wa Sha'ban wa ballighna Ramadan. And this is a dua that we should make. Allahumma ballighna Ramadan. 2 weeks to go. Not this next Friday, the Friday after. The chances are of the first Tarawih on the 20th of February. Very high likely. And the month of Ramadan will begin. But what are we doing to prepare for it? What did the Prophet ﷺ used to do? And this is what we need to look at, the narrations and the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and he used to fast a lot. So we are also encouraged to fast a lot. And then it is also mentioned that this